नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। फर्स्ट ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Thank you for coming. Today's verse is the 22nd verse of the second chapter. वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरः। अपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि अन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि। वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि अन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि। वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि अन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि। वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि अन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि। Yes, Chan?
वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय
वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय
नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि अन्यानि संयाति नवानि
Mataji. Vasamsi, garments, jirnani, old and worn out, yatha, as it is, vihaya, giving up, navani, new garments, grihnati, does accept, naraha, a man, aparani, other, tatha, in the same way, sharirani, bodies, vihaya, giving up, jirnani, old and useless, anyani, different, samyati, verily accepts, navani, new sets, dehi, the embodied. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. As a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, similarly the soul accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and useless ones. Please repeat. As a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, similarly the soul accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and useless ones. Purport. Change of body by the atomic individual soul is an accepted fact. Even some of the modern scientists who do not believe in the existence of the soul, but at the same time cannot explain the source of energy from the heart, have to accept continuous changes of body, which appear from childhood to boyhood, and from boyhood to youth, and again from youth to old age. From old age, the change is transferred to another body. This has already been explained in the previous verse. Transference of the atomic individual soul to another body is made possible by the grace of the super soul. The super soul fulfills the desire of the atomic soul as one friend fulfills the desire of another. The Vedas, like the Mundaka Upanishad as well as the Svetasvatara Upanishad, compare the soul and the super soul to two friendly birds sitting on the same tree. One of the birds, the individual atomic soul, is eating the fruit of the tree, and the other bird, Krishna, is simply watching his friend. Sorry. Of these two birds, although they are the same in quality, one is captivated by the fruits of the material tree, while the other is simply witnessing the activities of his friend. Krishna is the witnessing bird and Arjuna is the eating bird. Although they are friends, one is still the master and the other is the servant. Forgetfulness of this relationship by the atomic soul is the cause of one's changing his position from one tree to another or from one body to another. The Jiva soul is struggling very hard on the tree of the material body, but as soon as he agrees to accept the other bird as the supreme spiritual master, as Arjuna agreed to do by voluntary surrender unto Krishna for instruction, the subordinate bird immediately becomes free from all lamentations. Both the Katha Upanishad and the Shvetashvatara Upanishad confirm this. Samane vrikshe purusho nimagno nishaya shochati muhyamanaha jushtam yada pashyati manyamisham asya manimanam iti vita shokaha. Although the two birds are in the same tree, the eating bird is fully engrossed with anxiety and moroseness as the enjoyer of the fruits of the tree. But if in some way or other he turns his face to his friend who is the Lord and knows his glories, at once the suffering bird becomes free from all anxieties. Arjuna has now turned his face towards his eternal friend Krishna and is understanding the Bhagavad Gita from him. And thus, hearing from Krishna, he can understand the supreme glories of the Lord and be free from lamentation. Arjuna is advised herewith by the Lord not to lament for the bodily change of his old grandfather and his teacher. He should rather be happy to kill their bodies in the righteous fight so that they may be cleansed at once of all reactions from various bodily activities. One who lays down his life on the sacrificial altar or in the proper battlefield is at once cleansed of bodily reactions and promoted to a higher status of life. So there was no cause for Arjuna's lamentation. So, in today's context, we can look at this verse in two different scenarios. This is, of course, the description of transmigration of the soul or reincarnation. This is one logical explanation. So that's for the conditioned souls, how we have been changing our bodies from time immemorial. That's one aspect. And today being the disappearance day of Srila Prabhupada, we can also look at the appearance and disappearance of the spiritual master and Acharya, pure devotee of Krishna, which is markedly different from this this particular way of reincarnation. There is a huge distinction in the way the conditioned souls like us take birth and live in this material world, and the pure devotees who are sent by Krishna to perform missionary activities on his behalf in this material world. They are coming into this material world is almost the same as the same way that the Lord comes here. Sambhavami Atmamayaya. We are coming here under the control of Mahamaya, the illusory potency of the Lord, and we are enjoying or suffering the fruits of our actions. We are enjoying or suffering the fruits of our actions here. We have come here on our own accord, with our own plan. See? This is not the plan of the Lord that we are coming here. The Lord is nevertheless fulfilling our desire, but it is not His plan. He is fulfilling our plan. As I say, man proposes, God disposes. Man proposing means it is his plan. The real way is that God proposes. Just like in the end of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, Sarva Dharman Parityajya. He is proposing a course of action for us. He is asking us to give up all kinds of duties and surrender unto Him utterly. and by such surrender He will give us liberation from this material world and reinstate us in our original constitutional position as His eternal servant in Vaikuntha. We have to execute His order, but now we are making the orders, or at least we are desiring, and Krishna is fulfilling just like a friend. Of course, He is also instructing that this what we are doing is not good, but many of us do not even lend an ear to this message. There are millions and millions of people in this universe. They are not interested in hearing this message. The Lord wants us to come back, but we are adamant. We do not want to go back. And we blame the Lord. Why did the Lord put us here? If something happens, we blame immediately the Lord. So, but we asked for it, and we are the ones resisting Krishna's desire that we go back home, back to Godhead. At the same time, we complain, we blame the Lord only for that, as if we have done nothing wrong. The Lord is so merciless that He is putting on all this suffering, despite me wanting to be happy and do good to others. We have no idea of what is good and what is bad. What is good for us also we don't know. That's why Sanatana Goswami said, Gramya Vyavahare Kahe Pandit Tai Satyamani. Everybody is calling me Pandit, and seeing everyone doing so, I also am believing that I am Pandit. I am very learned man. But I am such a learned man that Aparnar Hitahit Kichhui Na Jani. I don't know what is good for me, what is bad for me. I don't know. For myself, I don't know what to speak of others, doing good to others. Doing good to myself, I don't know what it is. What is good, what is bad, I don't know. Hita Ahita. Hit means what is good, beneficial for me, and what is detrimental for me. I do not know. Even that I don't know, and people are calling me Pandit. So that is the position. Our position is like that. So how we will be successful in our attempts if we do not know the whole basis of action, proper action? We have so-called good intentions, but our platform is wrong. Our very first step is wrong. We want to do good to others. Yes, that is good. We want to do good for ourselves. That is good. We want to be happy. That is good. All that is good. But where, on what platform that is to be done, that is wrong. It is like a mathematical sum. When you are solving a mathematical problem, those who are nerds, they will know this. Anybody, for that matter, when you are solving a mathematical problem, there are several steps until you reach the answer. So, but if I make a mistake in the first step and the result of that calculation is wrong, now taking that result, I go to the second step and perform the operation, and then finally, even if I do all the other steps correctly, I will get a wrong answer because my first step was wrong. So similarly, the intentions of people in general, everything else looks on track, but the very platform on which the basis, the first step, what is the first step? That identifying themselves with the body. That misidentification is actually ruining all these so-called good qualities. That's why a person has no good qualities, a non-devotee. A non-devotee cannot understand who he is, who is the Supreme Lord, he doesn't know anything. So such a person has no good qualities. Why it is said like that? You know it is said like that in the first place? Don't know. यस्यास्ति भक्तिर्भगवत्य किंचना सर्वैर्गुणैस्तत्र समासते सुराः हराव भक्तस्य कुतो महद्गुणा मनोरथेनासति धावतो बहि. See, all the demigods and their exalted qualities such as religion, knowledge and renunciation become manifest in the body of one who has developed unalloyed devotion for the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vasudeva. You know what's going on? What is being said here? All the demigods and their exalted qualities. Demigods have very good qualities. That's why they are in the more of goodness actually. Religion, knowledge and renunciation. All the good qualities become manifest in the body of one who has developed unalloyed devotion. That means cent percent devotion to the Krishna. Unalloyed. Alloy means mixture of metals. Alloy. Unalloyed. Not that a little bit of bhakti, but a little bit of karma, little bit of jnana, little bit of desire to enjoy material world. Not that kind of bhakti. Anyabhilasita shunyam bhakti. So, anukulyana Krishna anushīlanam. Only with Krishna being the beneficiary of all the activities. Such a devotee who has surrendered like that, he does not need to take moral instruction from any other person. For he is self-sufficient in his morality. In fact, in the last verse of Bhagavad Gita it is said, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanurdhara, Tatra Srir Vijayo Bhutir, Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. Nitir. Nitir means morality. All morality is there when one has Krishna and Arjuna with him. And his Bhagavad Gita knowledge is nothing but the discourse between or conversation between Krishna and Arjuna. So of course, if Krishna is there, all his entourage, paraphernalia, everything is there, everybody is there. So once one becomes devotee of Krishna, all good qualities are there in him. But Harava Bhaktasya, on the other hand, a person devoid of devotional service and engaged in material activities has no good qualities. Kuto Mahadguna. Kuta means where? Where are the good qualities? Mahadguna means great qualities. Where are the great qualities in a non-devotee? Why it is said like this? Because many persons are there who are very charitable, who are so-called very polite, very considerate. Many things, many so-called good qualities are there. But why it is said has no good qualities? Blanket statement it is being given. Because the first step is wrong. On that platform, if I do anything correct also, it will end up wrong. Because the platform is wrong. Identifying with the body. Another example Prabhupada also gave. 4 thieves, robbers. They gathered nearby a town, village, in the forest, in the night. And at sunset they decided, alright, we will go to this town, loot as many houses as possible in the night and come back before dawn, before sun rises. Come back to the same place in the forest, nobody is there, and we will share what we have looted. So they went, all of them went successfully, they stole everything, came back. In the morning, then the leader started to say, alright, bring out everything that you have stolen, don't hide anything, be equal and fair to everybody. See, he is talking of equality, fairness, all these things, but the property on which they are talking about, that is stolen. Where is the morality in that? Even if they speak of morality, about equality, about fairness, about inclusivity, whatever, nowadays people are coming, all kinds of moral, inclusive society. All these things they are saying. But first of all, property is stolen. That is immoral. Whatever you do on top of that, you will be branded as a thief only. Even you are very fair with the other thieves, you are still a thief. That is the point. We have taken everything from Krishna, not acknowledging. Everything we have taken from Krishna. Everything is His property, it is meant for His happiness, His pleasure, but we are using for our pleasure. Without even acknowledging the fact that this is God's property. If there is ever a God, then He should fulfill what I want. That is the mentality of many people who worship also, who so-called go to the temple and offer many prayers. They are not very much convinced that there is God. If they are really convinced, then they will spend all their time in serving God. But they are not convinced. They think if there is ever God, He should fulfill my desires. Otherwise, what God is this? He is giving suffering to everybody. What God is this? So this is how they are. So after taking everything, if I come to your house and I take your things and I don't even look at you, I don't even thank you, nothing. Simply use it as if it's mine. I'll be branded as a thief. Immediately you'll call the police and I will be taken into the jail. So similarly, when we take like that Krishna's things, He will also put us in jail. That is this Mahamaya, this police of Krishna. So we are taking birth. Why this Vasamsi Jirnani? Why with new bodies and old bodies? What is this? Why we have to do all these things? We are eternal. Our soul is, Atma is eternal. Why we are doing these things? This is prison, this is jail. Because we have not learnt our lesson. Until we learn our lesson, we will be transmigrating like this, without end. So that is our crime. That's why we have no good qualities. Only a devotee who has surrendered to Krishna, he has all good qualities. His charitable nature, his magnanimity, or his politeness, or his missionary activities are all perfect because they are on the platform of the soul. He knows first of all to save himself and also to save others. If I want to be a lifeguard, I must know first of all swimming. If I don't know how to swim and I have a good intention of saving others, what I will do? Maybe somehow they could have been saved, but I pulled their leg and I also drowned, they also drowned. This is what will happen if I don't know. So I should not pose as a lifeguard if I do not know first of all how to swim. So nowadays many gurus are coming, godmen are coming, and saying that I am your lifeguard, I will save you. One person just now announced, one of such rascals, just stay alive for 3 years, I will reach you. What nonsense is this? Whatever it is, don't die for 3 years. I will reach you and save you. What nonsense. Krishna spoke like that. Arjuna, just another 18 days you survive. I will save you. No, nothing. Krishna is giving then and there solution. Instant and practical. Not some rubbish, some hotspots rubbish. So before doing good to others, first of all, that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu what he said? Bharata bhumite manushya janma hole jar. This is order. This is, whoever Indians are there who are applying for job application. This is job is given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You are not taking and you are applying for another job. This is job of Indians. Bharata bhumite hoile manushya janma jar. Janma sartha karo paropakar. He is asking us to do good to others. Paropakar. All Indians, Bharata bhumite hoile manushya janma jar. Anybody who has taken birth as a human in India must do paropakar. But janma sartha kari first. One who has taken his birth as a human being in the land of India, Bharat, should make his life successful and work for the benefit of all other people. Not that I don't care for myself, I want to help others. Never mind, I don't want to swim, I want to save others. Nonsense. So, first of all, we have to learn what is good for us. Everybody else is just like us only. Atmavan, what is, not Atmavan, Manite Jagat. That is another. Atmavat Sarva Bhuteshu. Everybody is in the same turmoil as we are in. Everybody is in this material world, everybody is suffering. So, first of all, understand what is that suffering, who am I, then everybody is also the same thing. If I know who am I will know who are you also. If I know that I am the servant of Krishna, who are you then? You are also servant of Krishna only. So everybody is a servant of Krishna. We are all samples. Just like a scientist, how he knows the ocean has some salt. He took some sample. He did not go to every single nook and corner in the ocean and check whether salt is there everywhere or not. No. He took one sample, one little bit, and tested. By that he knows the whole composition of the ocean, Pacific Ocean. Similarly, we are one of that sample. Everybody is like the same thing, same composition. We are all Mamayvamsu Jivaloke Jivabhuta Sanatana. That is our composition. We are Krishna's Amsa, part and parcel of Krishna eternally. So if I understand myself, then I will understand all others also. So to understand myself, I cannot do it on my own. On my own I will not be able to understand. To light up this whole world, my small torchlight is not going to help. When the sun comes up, no need of extraneous effort. Automatically the whole world is lighted up. I will know everything. So similarly, oh, I haven't shown this. Now similarly, when Krishna explains this science, then it becomes illuminated. Then we will have perfect knowledge. Even though we are not capable of having perfect knowledge, we are not perfect scientists. The scientists who are doing research, they are much more qualified. We accept that. They are very intelligent, yes. We may not be so intelligent, but because we are taking the knowledge from the most intelligent person, Krishna, so we have perfect knowledge. And if I repeat what Krishna says, my knowledge is perfect. On this basis, we can know everything. Yo mamevam asammudo janati purushottamam sa sarvaved bhajati mam sarva bhavena bharata. Whoever knows me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead without doubting is the knower of everything. He therefore engages himself in full devotional service to me, O son of Bharat. This is the knower of everything. This is the result of knowledge. That you will come to the point where you want to worship. He therefore engages, after getting all knowledge, he engages himself in full devotional service. He will be completely convinced. Vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma. Jnanavan bahunam janmanamanti jnanavan mam prapadyate. Another place also. Jnanavan means one who is really in knowledge, he will actually surrender to the Lord. But nowadays so-called educated people, they are saying there is no God. Indians also are saying like this. Once he has a little bit degree with a little bit high-flying job, he will be saying, there is no God. What God is? I don't believe. This is Indians nowadays. Where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us the task of preaching God consciousness, they are saying there is no God. Why? Because this teaching is not being propagated. And we are also not interested. The parents also are not interested in sending their children to spiritual education. But very much interested, very much meticulous in sending them to material education. Oh, school you must go. Getting late. Here, 6 o'clock program, चलता है, 8 o'clock come, no, prasadam is there. Yeah, no problem. You do that to school and office? No, nobody does that. Rushing, what is rush hour? Why are they rushing? Because there it is very important. No? Don't waste single moment. Be there. Here, now it is school holidays, right? Has it started? Not yet started. We want to see how many children come here and stay and learn. We want to see that. And this is holidays means what? Summer camps, this camp all can go. A school fully occupied, but when there is some devotional activity, that is last priority. If you have projects, do that first. If you have homework, do that first. If you have examination, do that first. If you have any time left, come to the temple, show your face, go back. This kind of training if the parents give, what will the future of the children be? How you can expect them to be great saints when they grow up and where they will do everything properly? What will happen? Nothing will going to happen. So we ourselves first of all must clean up our act. Otherwise, how are we going to show example for others? We may preach so much, but if ourselves our action is not there, then what is the use? So we have to first of all take up this very seriously. That is called Janma Sarthak Kare. Not simply complaining, oh, people are all useless, Kali Yuga, all people are nonsense, nobody is taking up. First of all, I take up first, no? Did I take up fully? How much am I following? So, Janma Sarthak Kare, Karo Paropakar. That is very important. So, Krishna is explaining here that he is actually inducing Arjuna, not inducing, first of all explaining to Arjuna the whole situation because Arjuna was so confused. Everybody is having confusion about life. It is not that it is very smooth sailing. No, it is not. We don't have a good idea of what is life. So, if we acknowledge that we don't have proper idea of what is life or any idea of what is life, then only the spiritual instruction will work. See, the spiritual instruction of Bhagavad Gita is very potent. It's very, very potent. But just like seed is very potent. But if you put in a land which is not fertile, it will not sprout. So our heart, our mind should be fertile enough for the Bhaktilata. The Bhaktilata Bij. Bij means the seed is given by the Guru Krishna Prasada Paya Bhaktilata Bij. The seed of devotional service is given by the mercy of Guru and Krishna. But how much we water it, that we have to be the expert gardener. If the land is not fertile, then it will not take effect. How much ever we hear the instructions over and over and over again, if I am not in the mood of surrendering to those instructions, then it will not act. It will not act. I have to come to the point of surrendering to the instruction. That's when all the things start to happen. It may be very or little, you may be hesitant to put that step forward. What if I join, or what if I follow this and nothing happens? Do you do that same thing to the studies? Material studies? What if I study and I don't get a job? We don't think like that, right? We hope for a job to come. But here we have doubts. What if I follow Krishna consciousness and I fall down after some time? We have doubt here, but we have no doubt there. There we are thinking, whatever it is, somehow we will, wiggle ourselves out and get something done. We are confident there. Where we have to be doubtful, we are confident. Where we have to be confident with the protection of Krishna, Rakshishyati iti Vishwasa, there we are doubtful. This is called Kartaham iti Manyate. We are the doer. We are thinking like that. So we think we can solve the problems. If I do this, if I do that, One boy here staying here left because he was thinking he could solve his problems. We explained to him, Krishna is there for you. And his problem was solving actually, was in the process of solution only. It's not that his problem was going out of hand, no. Krishna was arranging everything nicely. But no, he left and then he wanted to solve his own problems. He is not here now. Because why? Ahankara. Ahankara means what? Not simply thinking I am a great guy, no. Anything, if I think that I am the karta, that is ahankara. Even it is, however small it may be, if I think I am the doer of that thing, I am in ahankara, false ego. True ego means Krishna is there. He will take care of whatever it is. Even if it is little difficult, tolerate it. That's why Krishna is saying, Matra Sparshastha Kaunteya. Everybody will have difficulties. That is immaterial. Whatever it is, let that happen. Let that go on. We cannot do anything about it anyway. But we become more serious in Krishna consciousness. And then we can escape this Vasamsa Jirna, old clothes, new clothes, old clothes. What we are doing here? Simply changing clothes. It's a changing room, is it? We are in a changing room. Simply changing clothes only. In this material world, millions of years, which is changing. If you go to a shop and see somebody just taking new clothes and changing, what do you think? This is a crazy fellow or lady, a crazy lady. That's what we are doing. It's like a shop, Prabhupada said in one article. Actually, we put that in the magazine, this issue. So, Prabhupada is saying this material world is like a clothes shop, fashion shop. Different kinds of dresses are there, 8,400,000 displayed. And we are choosing. We are choosing which one to wear. Oh, maybe not this one. Maybe that one is better. Like this we are rotating. Coming out of the changing room, taking another dress, going back into the changing room, changing and coming out, again going back. This is what we are doing. Very, very significant business. So, we are wasting our time. As Prabhupada said in the purport, the eating bird and the witnessing bird. Our friend Krishna, he is Paramatma sitting in the heart witnessing what nonsense we are doing, coming out, going. What is this nonsense? But he is providing the dress because we are asking for it. But we have to come to the point where we have to stop this. If we are eternal, why not have my eternal life? Where is that eternal life? Alright, I'm now eternal, I'm having a temporary body, and why should I go through these things? Why should I go? This is inconvenient. Nobody likes, do you like every 1 month, 2-3 months changing house? Shifting house is very, very palatable business. It's very inconvenient to do like that. Then why we should be doing like this? Why can't we have, everybody wants a permanent house, want to buy permanent house. Now, even permanent house here is temporary. But real permanent house, permanent settlement means in the spiritual world only. Apply for PR there. Apply for PR there. Citizenship also you will get. How? Janma karma chame divyam evam yo vetti tattvataha tyaktva jeham punarjanma naiti mameti sohajuna. Krishna is saying, know me. First of all, know about me, my activities, my birth, my activities. And then, no more rebirth. PR, sanction. But if not, then mrityu samsara vartvani. We will be in this cycle of birth and death. Everywhere temporary, kicked out. So, we are eating the fruits of the tree and going to another tree. Krishna is just witnessing what foolish fellow is this. Simply, he is not even looking at me. If he just looks at me, all his problems are solved. But he is busy. So we are similarly busy. We are not looking at Krishna. So therefore we have to get very serious. But when just like today is Srila Prabhupada's disappearance day, he is coming into this material world, he is accepting a body, he is relinquishing a body. These things are not on the same platform though. His mission, he is sent by Krishna. Sambhavami Atmamaya. Krishna comes on his own accord, and the pure devotee also comes on his own accord. He is not forced by previous karma to take birth in somewhere and come out from there. No, he is sent by Krishna within this world to save us. That's why we celebrate his disappearance. Nobody celebrates anybody's disappearance day. Oh, somebody died. Nobody does that. In a family, somebody dies, and it's some morose, very depressed situation. Of course, it is said that when a spiritual master leaves, one should cry. A genuine disciple must cry. That is also there. That is also because of course don't make a crocodile tear this one so show. No, we should genuinely feel the separation from the spiritual master, knowing well how valuable he is. That is there. But the more important thing is that one should be very steadfast in executing his order, the order of the spiritual master. When Srila Prabhupada went to America, he was alone at the age of 70. Already suffered 2 heart attacks on the ship without any medical assistance, much medical assistance. Then he went there, nobody there, but Prabhupada said, I never felt I was alone. I always felt the presence of my spiritual master. In his own life, Srila Prabhupada met his guru about 10 times only, not more than that. But there were many sannyasis who were always with his guru, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. But in the end, who actually succeeded in executing his mission? Prabhupada succeeded. Why? Because he took the order of his spiritual master as the life and soul. So that's where the sanctity of the parampara is maintained. Jai Sri Sri Radha Madhura. The sanctity of the parampara is maintained by strictly following the order of the predecessor spiritual master. When that is disobeyed, then the Sakaleneha Mahata Yogo Nashta. That message, that sacred sanctity of the parampara is lost if one dilutes the order of the spiritual master. One does not follow the order of the spiritual master. So we have to become as much as possible, not as much as possible, we should do everything within our disposal to execute his order in the most purest way possible. We have to do like that. We have to be very, very strong in that determination. As Prabhu was explaining in the afternoon, as a conditioned soul, birth and death is painful. Birth, death, old age and disease, dukkha doshana darshanam. This is actually a painful condition. But a spiritual master, pure devotee's birth and appearance and disappearance. That's why we say appearance and disappearance. To distinguish it from just birth, because our birth is like karmanusar, according to our karma. But his appearance is beyond that, and his disappearance also beyond that. So, appearance and disappearance of a spiritual master is compared to the rising and setting of the sun. Both are very beautiful to look at. So, in fact, in one sense, the disappearance is even more significant than the appearance, because when he appeared, when Prabhupada appeared within this world, he had not yet manifested his spiritual qualities yet. But by the time of disappearance, He had fully established the movement, he fully established his service to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Krishna, and gave the whole Harinam and the whole Krishna consciousness movement to everybody. So his achievements are celebrated at the time of disappearance, whereas at the appearance, nobody even knew. Nobody knew who he was. So the disappearance of the spiritual master marks the tremendous service that he has done, and in fact he is still doing by his books. Through his books he is still guiding, and through his genuine disciples he is still guiding all the sincere souls back to Godhead. And it is very significant that we as ISKM, International Sri Krishna Mandir, are carrying forward this order of Srila Prabhupada without adulteration. It is very significant. This current movement is very significant in the history of the whole Krishna consciousness movement started by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And it is very important. Why it is significant? Because first of all, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is, Namo Mahavadanya, is the most merciful incarnation. He has given the Harinam and everything for the souls of Kali Yuga to go back to Godhead. Then we have the appearance of Srila Prabhupada just 40 years back, who spread that to the whole world and fulfilled the prophecy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that this will spread all over the world. And of course there was a dark period after that. Even after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's disappearance, there was a dark period of about 400 years until Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur revived the whole movement. So now again there is a dark period where after Srila Prabhupada left, there has been so much deviation that has been going on. The order of the spiritual master is not kept intact. Therefore the dark period. Again, the sanctity of the parampara is maintained by the honest disciples who actually carry forward or carry out the instruction of the spiritual master in the most pure manner. So we are trying to do that, and we are fortunate enough to be given the intelligence by Srila Prabhupada and by Lord Krishna to fulfill or to understand at least the order of Srila Prabhupada, and they have given us the strength to also follow. And Sundar Gopal Prabhu is actually spearheading the whole mission as a genuine servant of Srila Prabhupada. And we have to cooperate in all respects because we are so few, as Prabhu was mentioning in the afternoon, we are so few and our task is so daunting. The whole movement has to be revived and the preaching must get back to its original glory all over the world. So we should never think in terms of small. We are never small. This is the biggest thing that actually is happening in the world right now. Although the news channels won't report any of this. But this is what we are doing is the biggest thing in the world. Don't believe those propaganda machines of news channels. Be convinced that whatever, just like Prabhupada, when he was going, when he wanted to go to America, that ship, the steamship company, that lady, what is her name, Sumati Morarji, she did not want to give him a ticket also. Give him a passage, you will die, you will go there, you are so cold, you are so old, you will not even last few days also there. Nobody even cared. But he knew that his mission was the biggest in the world. And he entered like a needle, came out like a plow. Prabhupada said there is a Bengali proverb like that. Enter like a needle, come out like a plow. That means enter unnoticed. Like Prabhupada went into America unnoticed. Almost nobody knew what he was up to. That's why Prabhupada later on said, if the American government only knew what I was coming for, they would have never allowed me into this country. That's why he said, don't announce that you are plow. Oh, I am a big time preacher. No, enter without any suspicion. Do all the job and come out like a plow. Noticeable, unstoppable. So that was Prabhupada's mode of preaching. And we have to also have the same mentality that this is not small. And we have to think in terms, Prabhupada said, always dream big for Krishna. Never think that this is not possible, that is not possible. No, think of how to make it possible and Krishna will. Of course, it does not mean that suddenly we'll go to China and do a big harinam in the immigration building. No. There's two difference between foolhardy and brave. To be brave and to be foolhardy is two different things. Foolhardy means trying to be too smart. And actually, one of the Tamal Krishna, he actually did that in China and he got busted and the whole devotees got busted and that's another issue. The problem is they do not understand what amount of risks to take. Just like Prabhupada, he took risks, yes, definitely. But of course, it also depends on the strength of the person who takes the risks, and also how much risk he has to take. That intelligence is given by Krishna. So one has to be just very faithful to the order of the spiritual master, and Prabhupada and Krishna will give all the intelligence how to perform. Like we are in China, we are in Russia. These are difficult countries. And now we are going there also. This week actually we are heading there to Europe and eventually to Russia by the end of this month. For 3 weeks, Prabhu also won't be here, and ourselves also we are going with Prabhu. So Nimanitai Prabhu, we are all going to these countries. First of all, the weather is minus, sub-zero temperatures. Secondly, especially this Russia is a little bit hostile to religion. China is also. China is totally. But we are somehow or other, by Krishna's grace, we are existing. In the name of the law, we are illegal. But in the eyes of God, we are the most legal people. Everybody else is illegal. That conviction we should have. Not that we have to conform to the material laws and we do as much as necessary. But then sometimes risks have to be taken. That's where preaching actually comes. That's where Krishna notices us. As Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, don't try to see God. Act in such a way that God wants to see you. You sacrifice in such a way that God wants to notice you. How will God notice? If I am in my comfortable position, I won't go out of my comfort zone, God will notice? This is okay, average devotee. But if you want to be again exceptional, or if you want to attract the favor of Krishna, and then we have to, exceptional doesn't mean I want to become better devotee than others, not like that. But we have to be just like that verse is there. We have to be greedy. Laulyam abhi mulyam ekalam. And be greedy to get Krishna. Just like when a boy wants to propose to a girl, he will do everything to get her attention. Similarly, if we actually have any love for Krishna, we have to do everything to get his attention. You may say, Krishna is already watching me, even if I'm behaving like a pig. Pig also has Paramatma and Krishna is watching. That kind of watching is different. That is very neutral. But that's why there is a Samoham Sarva Bhuteshu Name Deshosthina Priya. I think 929. I think. ये भजन्ति तु मां भक्त्या मयि ते तेषु चाप्यहम्. I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all. But whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend to him. See? Now this is special attention. So this witnessing like a Paramatma, that is just very neutral, impartial, official. But a very intimate relationship is established if we actually actively serve the Lord. So we have to covet that. I think what is that verse where Krishna worships the preachers? Huh? Seven 14:42, I think. Yeah. What is the verse? नन्वस्य ब्राह्मणा राजन् कृष्णस्य जगदात्मनः पुनन्तः पादरजसा त्रिलोकीं दैवतं महत्. My dear King Yudhishthira, the Brahmanas, especially those engaged in preaching the glories of the Lord throughout the entire world, are recognized and worshipped by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the heart and soul of all creation. The Brahmanas, by their preaching, sanctify the three worlds with the dust of their lotus feet, and thus they are worshipable even for Krishna. See how much Krishna holds the preachers dear to him. Naja tasman manusheshu. Before this verse, there is ya idam paramam guhyam madbhakte svabhidhasyati bhaktim mai param kritva mameva ishyatya samshaya. For one who explains this supreme secret to the devotees, pure devotional service is guaranteed, and at the end he will come back to me. What is the supreme secret? What is the supreme secret? What is this top secret? This is that a manmana bhava madbhakta, just before this verse, and sarvadharman parityajya. We have to utterly surrender to Krishna, think always of him, become his devotee, render service unto him, pay obeisances to him. This is supreme secret. You may say, this is every day I am hearing. Yeah, you are fortunate enough to hear this top secret every day. Just like the government defense officials, the top government officials, they are every day hearing top secret things. That means they are in the elite group. So if you are hearing this top secret every day, you are in the elite group. Don't throw it away for anything else. And preach to others. Not that I hear yes, and then I go back home. No, share it with others. Whole world is suffering. Nacha tasman manusheshu kaschin me priyakrittamaha bhavita nacha me tasmad anyah priyataro bhuvi. There is no servant in this world more dear to me than he, nor will there ever be one more dear. So, preaching means what? Simply giving class? No. Doing everything necessary to bring as many souls as possible to Krishna. Or not even that. To broadcast the glories of Krishna. Whether they come or not, that is up to Krishna. Not that, I need to bring many people to Krishna, so let me compromise my philosophy and I will bring many people, I will be very dear to Krishna. No. Once it happened, so that Prabhupada's disciples, they told Prabhupada, Prabhupada, we are distributing so many books, thousands of books, but hardly anyone is coming to the temple. Just a few handful of people are coming to the temple. Prabhupada said, that is none of your business. That is up to Krishna, who he will bring. Your job is to distribute the books. That you have to do. So, in other words, that's why the second chapter, Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. You have the right to do your duty, but you have no right for the results. That is not only in the material sense that I work and that result have to be given to Krishna. That is another thing. Even in devotional service also, we sometimes get to this result-oriented mentality. That we have to make more devotees. Yes, we have to make more devotees. That is there for Krishna. But then, keeping only that as the aim and adjusting the process to get more people, that is wrong. No, the process has to be pure and it has to be practiced and preached purely. Even if nobody comes, that standard should be the same. Not that, actually, the people don't like, this kind of heavy words, don't speak heavy words. If you say Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, all will go away. Say that every God is same, or don't speak about this so much, just say that you are not the body and no. If you don't like, you can get lost. Okay? There is no such thing as, babying here. If somebody doesn't like, you can get lost. We have to speak the truth. Prabhupada said, the truth, my Guru Maharaj never compromised, and nor will I, and nor shall any of you do so. And nowadays it is happening in ISKCON. In the name of preaching, they are speaking some rubbish, some hodgepodge stuff. And devotees even reason out, saying that, he's speaking like that because, he's bringing in people who would have never heard about Krishna before, but because of him they are at least hearing him, and slowly he will bring. The slowly business we are not after, slowly business. Slowly they can take another million birds, they can take their own way. That is, Maya is taking care of that slow business. We have to give the highest truth. Yes, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All other devatas, they are not equal to him. If somebody doesn't like, he can go to the other demigods and do whatever he wants. But this is the truth. Krishna is speaking the same thing. Demigods are also speaking the same thing. We went to Lalit Prabhu's house. Ceremony there. There was one person there who came, who was there, the brother's teacher. He's also saying he's staying in the same locality. He came. And he was saying, I think I asked him to offer a lamp or something, and then, Allah Kadvalda. What Allah Kadvalda? Everybody is God. I said, no, that's not a fact. Everybody is not God. He said, no, you cannot talk like that, You are disturbing my faith. I said, you can keep your nonsense faith, You can, if I have a faith that you are the Prime Minister of Malaysia, then I am an idiot. Because the fact is different from my belief. Similarly, if you have some other faith other than the fact, that is your idiot nature. You cannot be idiot like that. You should know what is fact. Of course, he argued for a while, saying this and that. But of course, how strong can their arguments be? Our philosophy is perfect. So whether they like it or not, sorry, we are not going to compromise. We are not going to keep quiet if you speak some rubbish. So, of course, that does not mean we wage a war with everyone. That is also not the fact. We have to yena tena prakarena mana Krishna nivesha. Somehow or other, at least you do prasadam. Some purification is there. Maybe some next life somewhere you will take up. And if fortunate, you can take up this life also. We never know how Krishna will act. There are many demigod worshippers who also turn to Krishna devotion. That is also there. So we just do our part. What will happen to them, how they are brought to Krishna, that is up to Guru and Krishna, they will take care. Our thing is to preach. So whoever has participated in the recent book distribution, very glorious service. We just completed our book distribution marathon. So whoever participated in that, it will be very glorious service. We will keep on doing that. And try to introduce this Krishna consciousness to as many people as possible. So any questions or comments on this topic? Nothing online. Anything? Any question, comments, doubts? Otherwise we will stop here. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, श्रील प्रभुपाद तिरोभाव महामहोत्सव की, हिताय गौर प्रेमानंद।